Hey everybody, it's Matt. How's everybody doing? My channel hit 100 subscribers, yay! Yeah, so thanks everybody. I really appreciate what the community has been saying. Thank you so much for watching my videos, guys, and thank you so much for, all the positive feedback, all the comments, the messages, and it's been really great. You guys are the best, you guys and gals, I should say. And I wanted to do an updated list for my Predaking list. Now, if you weren't sure about what happened with swap parts, it was banned because there was a deck that came out. The guys and gals over at Transformers, the trading card game, got on it pretty quick, and they banned that card. Now, I don't really want to talk about the actual deck because a lot of people have done that to death. And when people say, "What are your thoughts on the the specialist Infinity Loop combo deck?" I'm just like, blech, whatever. This game is meant to be fun. It's a two-player game where we can play, interact with each other. It's not about one person playing the game while the other person just sits there and plays with himself. Anyway, yeah. So let's talk about an updated Predacons list or Predaking list. As always, you guys are wonderful, and if you haven't seen my prior video, I did a little giveaway for Omega Supreme. We're going to be drawing it next week, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel and also leave a comment on the video so you can get yourself in to win that Omega Supreme. All right, with that out of the way, let's talk about cards, especially cards for this deck. Where did I get most of these awesome cards? I got them from TopDeckTCG.com. One of the best card gathering websites ever. It's got cards for Star Wars Destiny. It's got cards for Transformers the card game. And if you use promo code MATTFR, you can get 10% off your order. And those peeps over there are great. So, on to the deck. If you do not know what Predacons do, or what Predaking does, he is absolutely fantastic. This is a lot of fun. It's a great deck to play. I'm not going to say that it is a top tier or an all-the-time event-winning deck, but it's a lot of fun, and that's what this is about. So we've got 5 characters over here. We've got Dive Bomb, Rampage, Razorclaw, Torox, and Headstrong, who can take on anyone. And we have Big Boy Predaking once he combines. So Predaking is the primary focus of this deck, so let's talk about him. He has a 7 attack, 37 health, and 2 defense. He has 5 weapon slots, which will come into which will make sense later when we talk about it. And when you combine him, draw a card and then play a card. In his mini-me forms, we have these characters that all work together in their specific ways. Headstrong has Brave. You can send him out on turn 1 most times, but that's really not going to matter. He's going to protect your characters from the attacks and aggressive ones from them. You can use Headstrong to direct where a Wheeljack or a Grimlock's going to be going. You can also just put him out there to save one of your other characters. If you do see a Steamroll coming your way, it's going to be a bad time. So he has Brave. His other side, his bot mode has nothing. Torox, your enemy characters cannot be repaired. This affects late game and mid game because people will try to play Ice to Function, or for some reason they're playing Medic, who knows why. But they may try to play that card, and he will stop them from getting repaired. His other side lets you draw a card and then plan one. When you're looking to dig for that one card you need to help transform, it's great. Razorclaw has SRB's ability in his bot mode, which lets you attack a untapped character. So on turn 1, if you get to attack in and do quite a bit of damage, let's say if you attack him with Dive Bomb and hit him for about 5 or 6 damage, they send him one of their other characters to protect their damaged character, and then you flip Razorclaw, drop a grenade launcher and a Reckless Charge and swing in and kill that other character. Feels pretty good. Next, Rampage has Pierce 2, not too relevant. His other side is great though. Whenever you KO an enemy, repair 1 damage to all your Predacons. And last but not least is the Dumber Dive Bomb. He doesn't really do much in this side, but flipping him on turn 1 is great because when you flip to this mode, your opponent reveals a card at random from their hand. If it's an action, scrap it. He is also a specialist, which will come into relevancy when you see one of the upgrades in the deck. So those are the characters. Let's put them all out here so we can have them all hang out while we're showing you the deck list. Anyone with OCD, I apologize. As they're all jumbled over here. So let's talk about the actions. As I said before, this is an update to my original deck list, so we're not going to go too in-depth and very long because I wanted to make a quick video because someone had asked me on the Fish group saying, hey, are you going to be doing an update because swap parts in the old deck, what should I do? And that's what we're doing. So 3 copies of Pep Talk. If you're not sure what Pep Talk does, here's what it does. It lets you draw 2 cards. It also has a blue pip. There are 9 blue pips in the deck. Defense is not relevant in this deck. You're just trying to attack for as much attack damage as you can. Next is going to be Predacon Enigma. Predacon Enigma lets you transform your Predacons into Predaking. It also lets you draw a card and then play an upgrade in your hand. This deck is upgrade heavy, and you're going to be wanting to get as many weapons down on Predaking as you can to swing for that big old kill. 3 copies of Recklass Charge. This lets you give one of your characters +4 to attack, and then at the end of your turn, you take 3 damage. So it can help you finish off an annoying bot that's been causing you issues. It gets you in for a big attack on turn 2 or turn 3 or 4. It is great. It can also help just finish someone off. Now, 3 copies of Treasure Hunt. Since this deck is primarily focusing on upgrades, as we've mentioned, you're going to be wanting to draw as many as you can. And scrapping the top 4 cards of your deck and putting all upgrades in your hand is pretty good. Next is 3 copies of Swindled. Draw 2 cards, then scrap 2 cards from your hand. If you began the game with only Decepticons, which we did, you get to play an upgrade. So dropping 2 upgrades per turn can be good with this card. And last but not least is a card that we got to talk about, so work over time. When you have fewer than 4 cards in your hand, draw cards equal to the difference. This is specifically from the Devastator deck, so if you haven't picked that deck up as of yet, you can probably substitute it with a backup plan or even another draw card such as Incoming Transition. Just don't play Testify or Testimony. Don't play that card. This is great. So, how do these cards, resolve in this deck, and how do they work together? Well, as we said before, Pep Talk is there just to draw you 2 cards. Treasure Hunt here is to find the upgrades you need. Reckless Charge is to finish someone off. Work Overtime refills your hand. Swindled draws the extra upgrades and plays them on your turn. Predacon Enigma will combine the combiners into Predaking, and late game will let you play another upgrade on your turn, which is essential. Now, let's talk about the upgrades, which are the primary focus of this deck. So, we have our upgrades. First of all, we have 3 copies of Bashing Shield. Bashing Shield is very necessary because in this meta that we have so far since Rise of the Combiners, Armor Hate has been a thing, and if you can get that armor off, you're going to be able to get that damage in with your Predacons. We're not focusing on bold, we're trying to go static damage, and Bashing Shield will let you knock off the armors that someone wastes their turn playing down. Next, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Energon Axe. Energon Axe can only go on damaged characters, so it may be a little bit difficult to get this down on your character's early game, but once you combine into Predaking, that's going to be going off right away, and playing one on your turn, and then playing Predacon Enigma to draw a card, and then play the upgrade like that, oh, it's so good. It's just fantastic. And I love it. It gives your character +3 to attack, and Pierce 2. Next, we have 1 copy of Enforcement Baton. We're only playing 1 in the deck because sometimes there may be a weapon that's giving you a bit of trouble. This lets you fetch it with the green pip by scrapping a card you don't need. And when you play it like that, you can scrap an enemy weapon. Next is 3 copies of Erratic Lightning. Erratic Lightning gives your character +3 to attack and -1 defense. Some of your characters on your team, such as Torox and Dive-Bomb, already have have 0 defense. So this will affect them, because even though your defense can't go past 0, if you do flip a blue pip, that -1 will still take away from it. But you're most likely trying to get as much damage as you can out as fast as you can. And when this comes down, it'll most likely help you kill someone. Or sorry, kill a bot, not kill someone. Next is a cool card. This is Field Commumicator. When you place this on a specialist, scrap the top card of your deck, you may play that card. It is so important never to attack with Dive Bomb first, because if you do, this card becomes useless. Don't attack with Dive Bomb until you can actually get one of these down. It gives you a free card to play at the top of your deck. It does not correspond with Predaking because Predaking is not a specialist, so it may be a dead card that you can fetch out for a Bashing Shield or Enforcement Baton later game. Next is Forcefield. This card is so relevant in this deck. It has saved me in so many games when someone can't draw Bashing Shield or armor removal. You've got like 5 health left on Predaking, and you slap down a Forcefield, swing in for a big bunch of damage. They can't get this off in the next turn. You survive the attack and then swing in for the kill. It gives you a white pip so you can flip more orange when you attack. As I said before, we're not really focusing on bold, but it can keep you alive. Next is 3 copies of Grenade Launcher, everyone's favorite card. After the upgraded character attacks, scrap this card. It gives you +4 to attack. It's pretty simple and straightforward. You're going to want to slap this on all your characters whenever they attack. Try not to put it on Headstrong. He's really not going to do too much with that. Save it for like Razor Claw, Rampage, or Torox, or Dive Bomb. And last but not least is going to be Scoundrel's Blaster. This, if it's only on Decepticons, and when you attack Autobots, it gets Pierce 2. And it's fetchable. So those are the upgrades, everybody. That is my new updated Predaking list. And yeah, so either way, I hope you like it. So with this deck itself, we can kind of talk about how it will play. So I'm going to do a quick little pause here, and we're going to show you just a couple examples of some turns. Just a moment while I do some shuffling. All right, so we're set up here after going ahead and do a quick shuffle here. We shuffled this big bad boy. And let's go ahead and just draw our hands. So we drew, let's say we're going second or first, whatever. So we go first, and we're like, you know what? This is a pretty decent hand. Or if we're going second, let's say if we're on the defense, because that's the biggest weakness of this deck, if we're on the defense. So if someone attacks into us, and they have to attack Headstrong because he has Brave. So they attack into us, and we flip our list, which is going to be, there's an Enigma, a Work Overtime, a Pep Talk, and an Energon Axe. So he's going to have a defense of 5. That's not too bad. Most times, most decks will attack for roughly about 6 to 7 on first turn. So that's a pretty good defense. We don't really want the Enigma right now because we can fetch it later on in game. So we toss it for now. And then we draw a card for the turn. So what we get? We got a Field Communicator. So on our first turn, we can only play one card, or I should say because it's the second turn, our first turn. We're going to go ahead and flip Dive Bomb. I should probably put him in the right mode. So flip Dive Bomb, and when you flip to this mode, your opponent reveals a card at random from their hand. If it's an action, scrap it. So yeah, so they try to do that, and then we go ahead and we play Field Communicator on Dive Bomb. That's going to give him +1 attack, and also let's play the top card of our deck, which will be a Reckless Charge. So now we have to choose who we're going to be actually attacking with this turn. So if we want to make sure that we actually get a bit of, damage in, we could go ahead and attack with Dive Bomb already now that we've used his Field Communicator ability, or we can get some damage in with Rampage. So we're going to go ahead and play Reckless Charge on, let's give it to Rampage. So yeah, so Rampage is going to go ahead and attack. He's an attack of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, attack of 6. I don't know why I said 7. And then we flip. All right, so he's going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Pretty good. So he hits him for a bit of damage. We look at our hand. Do we need that Bashing Shield right now? We probably don't need it. We go ahead and let that go by. Our opponent's turn comes up next. Because Rampage is tapped, they do have to attack him, even though Headstrong has Brave. They attack into us. We reveal our defense. 1, 2. He has a defense of 2, takes a bit of damage. Next turn comes up, we draw a card. What do we get here? We get a Scoundrel's Blaster. Pretty good. So we've already gone ahead and hit one of their characters that has a bit of damage, and we want to try to finish that character off. So what we're going to do is, if they are playing a deck which I'm not going to say is, using ISO function, we'll probably flip Torox first. Or if we want to go ahead and just, since he has already gone and flipped, we could go ahead and flip Rampage. Or if you want to kind of just keep Dive Bomb, you want to make sure that they stay in their alt mode. Don't ever really flip back to their alt mode. You want to keep them in their bot mode. Don't put them in their alt mode. So let's play. Let's just go ahead and do some crazy things. So we'll play a Grenade Launcher on Razor Claw, and then we'll play Reckless Charge on Razor Claw, and then we'll go ahead and flip, let's say, Rampage, because we're probably going to KO someone. So, Razor Claw attacks. 1, 2, bold 1. So, an attack of 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Murder. So, he's gone. That's our second Enigma that's gone by the way. Turn comes up, they attack. They'll most likely probably kill one of these guys so far. So you go ahead and do your flip for your defenses. Let's say they attack Rampage again, they kill him. Okay, Rampage is gone. Your next turn comes up. You draw for the turn. Ooh, 2 Scoundrel's Blasters and Erratic Lightning. So we're going to need some card draw. So we're going to go ahead and flip Torox, okay? And we're going to go ahead and draw a card, then plan 1. Great, there's what we need. So we're going to play Pep Talk to draw 2 cards. Oh yeah, that's great. And we want to get in some damage now. So now's the time to go ahead and send in Headstrong. So let's go ahead and put a Scoundrel. If we're fighting against Autobots, you're going to want to put the Scoundrel's Blaster on it. If not, just go ahead and throw the Erratic Lightning on him. So we're not going to plan with him either. So that's going to be an attack of 4. Oh, there's some white pips. Oh, no. So 5. So unfortunately, we didn't get what we needed, but we did hit them for a bit of damage. After combat, you can see that we actually have a pretty good hand here. We're going to lose the Scoundrel's Blaster for the Enigma. Toss these out. And then we receive an attack. Because Headstrong is here, they're going to have to attack into him. Now, he has -1 defense, which is to keep in mind. So we go ahead and do our flips for the turn. Oh, that's not good. So they're going to probably hit him and kill him. So let's say if they do a lot of damage, you kill him. He's gone. Next turn, we draw our card. Oh, that's pretty good. We look over. We have 1, 2, 3 guys flipped. This turn, we're just going to go ahead and flip Headstrong in the KO zone. They're over here, by the way. And we're going to play our cards for the turn. So we can't combine yet, but we want to make sure we do a bit of damage here. So none of these guys have been damaged as of yet. So we're going to go ahead and try to get some damage in. If we're facing 3 characters, we're going to want to play Scoundrel's Blaster on Dive Bomb. None of these actions can be really played as of yet, so let's just keep them aside. Let's send in Dive Bomb for some damage. He would hit for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pretty good attack. And then Torox will go in next, let's say because you're facing someone's already taken all their turns. Hits for a bit of damage. We don't really need any of those here at the moment, so we'll keep the workover times because they'll become relevant in a moment. All right, we untap for the turn. They come into us and attack. So right now, they're mostly going to try to attack Razor Claw, just in case he has the most damage. So we go ahead and defend with Razor Claw. Let's go ahead and shuffle up. Let's say Razor Claw defends. Okay. Not enough to finish him off. Draw for the turn. Wonderful, wonderful. We have all the things we need. So let's go ahead and combine. So we go ahead and flip Razor Claw for the turn. And then we're going to go ahead and play Predacon Enigma. So let's go ahead and grab all these guys over here. Make them dissipate. Now, it's also very important to make sure that you track your damage on your character. For this quick game right now, we're just going to leave it as is. But most times you want to make sure that you track all the damage on every one of your Predacons so that you keep a correct list here. Now that he's combined here, it says that when he combines, go ahead and draw a card, then you may play a card. So we draw a card. Sweet. We haven't played an upgrade yet for the turn. Let's go ahead and play our free upgrade from this card over here. And then let's play our other upgrade, which is an Energon Axe. Oh my god, that's 2, 6, 9, 10, 17 attack. That is redonk. And we go ahead and swing and murder some bot. Murder, murder. Yeah. So that's how the deck plays, guys. You're going to find that sometimes you may get blown out by some heavy aggressive decks, but this is just the general consensus of the deck. Play it, have fun, enjoy it. Don't get discouraged. The deck takes a little bit of practice to get the hang of. Feel free to change any cards you want in the deck. And that is my update for the list. As always, thank you for watching my videos. Feel free to comment down below with any of your criticisms. I love to hear them. Say hello, how you doing, any deck requests. I'd love to make some more decks for you guys. I did post on the group page about making a community build for Grapple, which is going to be my next deck tech coming out soon. Ooh, and yeah, so as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you check out Top Deck TCG and use promo code Matafer, and have a wonderful day, guys and gals. Peace.